My lady Rose, won't you come out tonight? Wanna see you sparkle beneath that prairie moonlight. Wanna take you dancing so we can hold each other tight. I love you so, my lady Rose, my lady Rose, sweetest flower.
Welcome, folks, to Teepee Talks, Teepee Sessions. Another episode. Got a special one here today for you. You're going to really enjoy this. My good friend, Mr. Bob Grant. He's one of the best percussionist drummers that I've had the opportunity to play with my whole life. Let's go inside and see what Bob's doing here. He's always up to something good. Come on. Welcome, everybody, to Teepee Talks and Teepee Sessions. I'm sitting here with my great friend, Mr. Bob Grant. We've played music for quite a few years across the road and all around, and he bought a little snare and brushes, and we're gonna mess around and have some fun. Say hi, Bob.
Hey, right on. Thanks, Jess. It's so great to see you again. Always a pleasure, man.
Oh man, I know. Hey, listen.
Many moons since the old Windsor Hotel. That's all.
Oh man, no kidding. Yeah, well, I got a bunch of questions that I wanted to ask you, Bob. You know, just stuff that I've been kind of curious about there, and but before we do that, why don't we do a tune? You know, I was kick off the session a little bit here. Let's do
good. Warm it up a little.
Let's do an old Jimmy Rogers thing here or something there, because Jimmy Rogers and one of your idols, Satchmo, they played together back in 1929.
Absolutely, yeah.
Isn't that amazing? So let's do one of them songs and see
Dust
what
it
we can
off,
do
brother,
here.
Dust it off.
Do you got your horn here and everything?
There's a horn right there.
All right, wow.
That's where it came from.
I'm going to give you the solo then.
Sounds good. Let's
All right, let's try this. Well, I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night. I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night.
Yeah, I would too.
Hey, I'm leaving you, mama, even though you don't treat me right. Let me tell you something, good girl, you don't know. Lord, let me tell you something, good girl, you don't know. Hey, I'm a do-right daddy, got a home everywhere I go. I know you do too. I got the California blues, I'm sure gonna leave you here, child. I got the California blues, I'm sure gonna leave you here. I may ride the blind, I ain't got no railroad fare. Ah, play one, brother.
All right.
Oh yeah. Play that thing, boy, play that thing. Oh yeah. Lord, if the house catches fire, ain't no one around. Lord, if the house catches fire, ain't no one around. Throw my junk out the window, let the house burn on down. Lord, if that's your mama, better tie her to your side. Lord, if that's your mama, better tie her to your side. 'Cause if she flags my train, I'm sure gonna let her ride. Here we go. I got the California blues, I'm sure gonna leave you here, child. I got the California blues, I'm sure gonna leave you here. I may ride the lines, I ain't got no railroad fare. And the other one.
All right, going to California.
Right on,
baby.
brother. Yeah, that's old Jimmy and Louie.
Gotta love it.
Well, great, man. I have to, I wanted to ask you a question. I didn't really know the whole story about it, but your dad used to play with Oscar Peterson.
Well, no, not exactly. No, not at all. In
Okay.
fact, but he was around Montreal and around there in the 50s, and so he had a chance to hire the Oscar Peterson trio for his sister's wedding, but it was $300, and that was too much money. So,
$300 for the
sure what
Oscar
year that
Peterson
was,
trio.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, $100 a man.
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think the last time Oscar played in Vancouver was $300,000 or something. So
Yeah. Holy
probably
crackers,
would have been
man.
a good deal. But he had a lot of great stories about going to the clubs in Montreal and seeing a lot of great jazz. And he had a lot of great records, and that filtered down so that, when I was going to Edmonton to the Jazz City Festival, I got to know Mark Vasey, who was Jane Vasey's dad. And through him, I happened to run into him, and it's like, wow, he introduced me to Chet Baker, and I got to jam with Eddie Cleanhead Vincent, that's a funny story. Like my dad, the Big Miller had a big day of the blues, right? And it was
Yeah.
kind of a jam session. And so my dad said, go up to Big and tell him you want to trade some fours. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, you'll know. So I asked Big, and Big's like, yeah, well, Buddy Tate was there. I said, Buddy, the kid wants to trade some fours. And so they got me up, and so trading fours is when you take breaks, 4 bars. And so, man, I was doing that, and they just let me play the whole session. I played for 2 or 3 hours. With,
How old were you?
about 15 or something.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Been downhill ever since.
Yeah. You made hundreds of dollars in this business. Boy, oh boy, yeah. There's so many guys that you met over the years, man. I can't even believe, some of the cats you actually jammed with and played with and stuff. You lived in New Orleans for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I
wanna-
heard most accidents happen within a 15-mile radius of the home, so I just kind of keep moving around. They say if you don't know where you're going, you can never be lost, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think I tried to steal that line for a song once. Yeah, if you don't know where you're going, you'll never be lost. I love it.
But I always came back to BC. It's kind of where I consider myself to be from, even though I was born in Ontario. My dad came up here, and he did all kinds of things. Like we used to have, shoot trap off the porch, and he was out hunting big game, guiding and stuff. And so
He was
we
a
had
cool guy.
we had a rifle range. We had horses, and he learned how to do all the pack saddles. He was friends with Frank Cook and Sons and all those guys.
Wow.
So it was an interesting way to grow up. You never know who was going to show up and have a jam session on the porch with my brothers, who were all drummers. or my
Yeah,
sister
your whole
or something.
family is drummers. That just blew me away.
And I was the youngest, so I kind of came by it honestly anyway.
Yeah.
I did have to, try and do some learnifying. And
I really miss, Bob, the Grant family reunions because they were just awesome. You got 3 brothers, and they all play drums really, really well. And your sister Carolyn, of course, plays drums too. So it was just an amazing show. I really miss that show because you guys, your whole family has such so enthusiastic. Like a night, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great
I miss
music
it too,
going
and I
down.
hope we do another one someday. I mean, now that Pops is gone, it's a little
Yeah.
tougher. We did a lot of organization for those kind of things, and people often said when they saw like the 3 or 4 drum kits, I don't like the look of all them drums, but but it always worked out fine, and everybody had
Oh
fun.
man, when you guys would have the drum offs, man, I tell you, it was just fantastic. It was so exciting because
We always
you
dreaded
guys
that.
are all good. I think the last year that we did one, that I was there, you actually won that one.
I cheated a bit, I think.
Yeah. I think you had a costume. I think
Captain
that.
Canada or something. I
Yeah.
came out with a cape and everything. Yeah, so
Yeah, that was marvelous, man. And Toonie was there, and yeah, I just really miss those times, man. I sure hope you have like one again. There's a beautiful spot up here. If you guys are ever looking for a spot to have it, this would be a great spot right here. On Sue's Hacienda here.
absolutely. Well, Carolyn says, well, if we can get Rob Moore again, and I'm sure he'd be more than
Oh
willing.
yeah,
'Cause,
no kidding, man.
him and his brother played in the Sunshine Blues Band with my dad. Started about 1972,
Wow.
and so he's still a buddy. Like as you know, he's come
Yeah.
and played with us too, right?
Oh
And,
yeah, no, I love Rob. Rob's wonderful.
So hoping I might see him tomorrow, and we'll talk about it. You never know.
Yeah, and you met my dad. Tell me, it was a really funny story. I think we'd only been playing together for maybe about a week or 2 weeks when we were up there.
Yeah, because I did that session with you with Vernon Charlton, right?
Yeah.
And
Marty
Peterson put that together, and I ended up using the money from that session to go down to New Orleans. I'd left some drums down there, so I didn't have to bring across the border.
Yeah.
But then I was down there to get the drums, and I was trying to find some gigs, but it wasn't really working out. And Marty called me and told me he had a house gig at the Windsor, and he was looking for a drummer. So,
that's the Windsor Hotel, folks, in Dawson Creek.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
Doesn't exist, yeah.
But so, anyways, it was a long trip to get up there, and I got my old Nova started, and of course the cops pulled me over because it was on a Gulf Island and it didn't have insurance, and it ran out of gas, and blah blah blah. But I finally made it up there, and after about a week or so, we had to do a jam session, as you recall, on Saturdays, and I was getting ready to do that one day, and here was a drunken old pirate, I figured, was playing old banjo in the pub, and he was very entertaining. I thought, wow, I love this guy. So I went and I got my cornet. I had a cornet I bought for $75 in Austin, Texas, and I was carrying it around, and I was kind of too scared to play it in New Orleans, because it's like, listen to that white boy strangle that cat, but because everybody can really play that down there, But so I came down and we played some tunes together, Frankie and Johnny and stuff like that, with this drunken old pirate. And then a little while later, just said, "I see you met my dad, eh?" And I was like, that guy's your dad.
He didn't even know it was his dad.
Anyways, he always liked me after that.
Yeah, no, he really talks highly of Bob. He's always asking me, where do you get that trumpet player back there together, man? Gee, we sure hit her up. We sure played some good tunes. Where's Bobby? Yeah, no, he was pretty cool. And like, I have to say the same thing about your dad too, man. Like, when you guys were playing in my sister's band there, she'd hire both you guys, so there was two drummers, and that gave Bob a chance to play the trumpet and stuff
gave us a chance to come out and go fishing at Valentine's Lake or whatever, right?
Yeah, he was a
fishing.
fishing. A lot too. He was a fishing guy.
Fishing since the 30s, so he taught me how to fly fish and lots of other stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We had some great times, folks. This is my good friend Bob Grant here, and I'm just so glad that he came up here to spend the weekend here with us and do a little Teepee Talk, Teepee session. And we're going to be jamming tonight, so hopefully we'll get a chance to come into the cabin there and catch all four of us playing. I think Captain Lauren's going to be here, and so Marvin Tompkins is going to be here. So we're going to have a nice little a little four-piece band here tonight. So, but thanks, Bob, for dropping by, and I really appreciate that, man.
I'm going to present you with some flies for your fly fishing up here, Jess.
All right, man.
I picked some Oregon grape. I've got you some Oregon grape jelly.
Was this the stuff you made?
Yeah.
Oh, man, look at this. Look at that gold Oregon grape jelly, friends. I tell you, there's nothing better. Well, Bob Grant, thanks a million, man. And
there you have it, buddy.
Awesome time,
best,
man.
everybody.
Teepee Talks, Teepee Sessions. We'll see you again.
Keep watching. Keep listening. Be safe.
My lady Rose, won't you come out tonight? Wanna see you sparkle beneath that prairie moonlight. Wanna take